Hello everyone. Welcome all of you to my YouTube channel, Mr. Expert. And today's lesson is about basic Linux commands for beginners. So if you are a beginner who has only a Windows machine, but you are keen on learning Linux commands, so this tutorial is for you guys. So let's get started. Okay, so what is a Linux command? So Linux command is a set of instructions, so a set of operations which can be executed in a command line interface of a Linux operating system. So Linux commands we can use for various purposes, right? Like we can perform various tasks on a Linux system like managing files, managing directories and system processes and configuring the system and many more things, right? So if you want to execute a Linux command, simply you have to type the Linux command in the CLI and simply press enter. So there are various thousands of commands available currently, and in my today's session I will be touching a couple of things which are very basic, so I'll be going from the scratch. Yeah, so these are the list of commands that I am planning to discuss with you in today's session. So yes, let's move to the demonstration. um, yeah, actually, since I am focusing on the people who do not have a Linux virtual machine, so I'm using a terminal for now, right? So there are a couple of terminals available in the internet. So I have reviewed a couple of terminals and checking the pros and cons. I have selected this JS Linux terminal to execute the Linux commands. So I'll be coming up with a new session in the near soon by like reviewing the couple of commands, a couple of terminals available nowadays. So you can select a proper terminal for the execution of the Linux commands. So you don't have to worry because now we have these terminals online. A number of terminals are there, so I think this is the most convenient one for me, and also the look and feel of this is very much similar to a Linux CLI. So yes, let's get started. Yeah, so okay, the first command I am going to teach you is pwd, right? Pwd means it stands for path of the working directory, right? So soon after logging into a Linux VM, this is the first command that you execute, right? Because you want to find where you are. Okay, now you are in the root directory, and also another important command that you type initially is ls. So what are the items available there? To list down the items available there in the current folder, you have to simply type ls, right? So you can see there's a folder as well as a file. So you can see this, there's this color convention, color coding. For the folders, they are shown in blue color, and the rest of the text files and things like that, they are shown in white color. Okay, so now I'm going to create a folder called test. So the command for that is mkdir. So mkdir you can easily remember. Mkdir stands for make directory. So directory is a folder. So if you want to create a directory or a folder, you have to use the command mkdir. And the name of the folder is test. Okay, so I have created the folder called test. So how we can check whether this folder is created or not? Yes, you can simply list down the items in the root. Yeah, now you can see in blue color the folder is shown, the folder we have created. Now, next I want to show you how to navigate inside this test folder. Yeah, that is cd test. That is change directory. CD stands to change directory. Now I'm going to move inside this test folder. Now you can see the folder path is getting changed to wo slash root slash test because we are inside the test folder. Okay, now I'm going to create a text file inside this test folder. Okay, now you know how to create a directory, right? Command is mkdir. So what is the command to create a file? Yeah, we can use the command touch and the file name. So I'm giving the file name as file.txt. Okay, so same as earlier, we can check whether this file.txt has created or not by using the command ls. Okay, now you can see it's created. You can see the output. Now I am going to write something inside this text file. So what is the command I can use for that? Yes, I have to use the command echo, right? Echo, and the things that I want to type, I have to put it inside double quotations. Yeah, I'm going to type as welcome to Miss Texpert YouTube channel. And then after the double quotation, you have to type greater than sign and the file name of the file that you want to type all these things. Okay, so what I have done here is I want to type this text inside my file, right? So this is the syntax, don't forget. This should be a greater than sign. So if you put less than sign, you will come up with an error. Okay, so how can we make sure that this particular text has been entered to my text file or not? Yeah, obviously we have to read the text file, right? Okay, how to do that? Yeah, for that I am going to use the command cat. Actually, there are a number of couple of commands available to read a file in Linux. So first I'm using is cat command. Cat and the file you want to read. Okay, now you can see the text is appearing here. And also we can use the command vi as well, right? Vi and the name of the file. So one thing I want to teach you is if you want to type a file name and suppose the file name is very lengthy. In such cases, you can simply type the first letter of the file name and then put a tab here. Then it appears. Vi file dot, yeah. Then here you can see the file is read. So to escape from here, you have to press escape in keyboard along with colon WQ, save and exit. Okay, next I'm going to teach you how to copy files. Yeah, that is, now you are inside this test folder. Okay, now I'm going to navigate to my previous directory, that is to the root directory, right, which is shown in here, left side. That is cd space double dot. So you can navigate to any number of previous directories like slash double dot and something like that. Since I want to navigate to one step before this directory, I'm going to use cd space double dot. Okay. Okay, now I'm inside the root directory and then I want to copy the file which is inside the test folder to the root folder, right? Okay, I can do that using the command cp. Cp stands for copy. Very easy. And you can remember all these commands very easily because of their naming conventions, right? Okay, cp and then the file you want to copy. So you can't type file.txt because now you are inside the root directory. It can't directly identify the file which is inside the test folder. So you have to give the relative path. Okay, that is test and file.txt. That means the file which is inside the test folder. File which is inside the test folder, right? Okay, and then we want to copy it to the same directory that we are currently in. So for that, I'm using this one, right? So if you want to move it to a folder in this, suppose we have a folder called test2 in the same location, then you can simply type test2. But there's no such folder and I want to copy it to the same level as this test folder. Okay, then I have to type dot and slash. Okay, let's check whether this file is copied to our root directory by typing ls. Yes, you can see it's here, right? File.txt is here. So since we have done the copy function, this file is not deleted in test folder. So simply if you check, if you go to the test folder and if you check the contents, you can see the file is there. Suppose I want to move the file, right? Move the file from test to the root directory. then what should happen? It should get deleted from here and it should be available in the root directory. Okay, so before that I want to remove this file from the root directory. For that I'm going to navigate to the root directory, and then you can see you have the file, and now I'm going to delete this file or to remove this file. For that, what is the command we have? Yeah, it is rm and the file that you want to remove. Okay, then let's check the file list. Yes, you can see the file has got removed. I use the command rm to remove the file, and then if you list down the items in the root folder, you can see file.txt is correctly removed because of this command, right? Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the file which is inside this test folder to the root folder. For that, I'm going to use the very same command, replacing this cp with mv, because I want to move. Okay, I'm going to tell you another trick, right? If you want to get the previous commands which you executed earlier, you can use the upper arrow key in the keyboard like this, right? Okay, so I want to change this CP to MB. So what I'm going to do now, I want to move the file which is inside this test folder to the root folder. Earlier what we did, earlier what we did was we copied the file in the test folder to the root folder. Now I'm going to move it, right? Yeah. And another thing, now I'm in the latter part, I mean, in the end of the command, right? Suppose I want to navigate to the top, to the beginning of the command. Then I have to type Control A. Otherwise, I have to navigate like this through arrow keys. So it's very hard and it takes long time if you have a lengthy command, right? So if you want to navigate to the beginning of a command in a second, you have to press control plus a in the command, in the keyboard. Control plus a in the keyboard, then cursor will automatically um, go to the beginning of your command. Okay, now I want to replace this cp with mv. Now I'm going to move the file to my current directory. Okay, it ran successfully without any errors. Let's see what happens. Yeah, now you can see the file is again here. Now let's see it's inside this test folder or not, right? We can go to the test folder, and if you list down the items, now you can see the test folder is empty, right? That means the items inside the test folder has moved, not copied, mm, from the test folder to the root folder. Okay, now you know how to move a file, how to copy a file, and another interesting thing about this mv command is we can use it to rename files, right? Okay, now using the touch command, I'm going to create multiple files: a.txt, b.txt, space c.txt. Okay, now let's list the items. Okay, you can see all these things. Now suppose I want to rename this a.txt file um, to sample.txt. Yeah, for that also we have to use mv command. Mv, the initial file name is a.txt. I'm going to rename this file to the new name, sample.txt. Okay, it ran without any errors. Now let's see whether it's renamed or not. For that also you can list down the items. Okay, now you don't get an a.txt, but instead you get this sample.txt. Yeah, you actually learned a couple of commands today, and yeah, the next thing I want to teach you is like the kill command. So in Windows, in order to stop the processes which are running as of now, we can simply use the cross icon in the particular application, but and also we can use the task manager to fully kill the items or processes which are running as of now. But in Linux, since we do not have a GUI, we can do it using the kill command. So suppose if you have a particular process ID of a running process, then you can kill the specific process with the ID. But if you want to kill everything, then you can simply type kill all -9 Java, right? in order to kill all the running Java processes. You have to write this kill all minus 9 Java. And similarly, HTTP, if you want to kill all the HTTP processes which are running, you can simply use this command. And uh, suppose you have a very large file system, and you don't have permissions to access, right? And in such cases, to give the permissions for you, then we use chmod. And there are some things like codes, chmod 777 and chmod u plus x, and things like that. So you can read on these permissions. So basic command is chmod. And yeah, those are the things. And suppose you want to uh, log into a particular VM, right? For that, you are going to use the command ssh. Using the command ssh, you can log into a particular VM. So the syntax for that is ssh space, then the username at host. So this is the basic command you can use to navigate to a particular VM. Okay. Okay. So we learned many commands today. So I think it's enough for today's session. So hope you find this useful. So if you have any doubts or comments regarding the way I do the session, so you can simply put a comment here. Yeah. So thank you for joining with me. Have a good day.